Are you a purpose-driven person? Hey, so now I'm trying to record the message, and now you got all this extracurricular activity noise going on in the background. Let's not blame it on the devil, because you know the devil is a parasite, bro. Every time you're trying to like record stuff, all type of rare molecular occurrences be happening. You know what I'm saying? Very suspicious activity. But let's keep it pressing with a message. Are you a purpose-driven person? You know what I'm saying? Are you a purpose-driven person? Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose Via Fire, and I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about, are you a purpose-driven person? So what do I mean by a purpose-driven person? So you ever see those type of people to whereas I'm just going to use relationships as an example, and then I'm going to tie all this stuff into God. So let me actually look at my notes real quick. So you ever see those type of people to whereas they think about that one person that they was with, you know what I'm saying? Like, like everything they do, let's say they in a relationship with this person, it's like everything that they do reminds them of that person. Like they always thinking of ways to make that person smile. You know what I'm saying? They always thinking of ways to just make that person's life better. Like you get what I'm trying to say? Like they are driven by their love for that person. So let's flip that whole example back to God. So when you're a purpose-driven person, it's like all the thoughts that are running through your mind on a regular daily basis, you're thinking of ways on how to get closer to God. Like your mind, bro, everything that you think about during the day, it's like, yo, how can I use this to try to get closer to God? How can this get me closer to God? Like, I wonder what God thinks about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're a purpose-driven person, bro, it's like you really like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, you can't stop thinking about God, bro. When you're a purpose-driven person, bro, you can't stop thinking about Jesus. And when I talk about purpose, I'm talking about God's purpose for your life. I ain't even talking about the purpose of the world, bro. Because you know the world has their own purpose of what they consider what a purpose is. But when I talk about purpose-driven, I'm talking about your calling for God, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about like, bro, bro, you can't even go a day without thinking about God, bro. Come to think about it, bro. I don't even remember going a day without thinking about God, bro. Ever since like I came into God's kingdom and I started following God, I don't think there's ever been a day that I haven't thought about God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, while everybody else is thinking about relationships, and the woman is thinking about her man, the man is thinking about the woman and all this worldly stuff, bro. Like, these people don't even have God in their relationship, bro. You know what I'm saying? So while they doing that, you got people like me, bro. We can't even go a day without thinking about God, bro. Bruh, I literally cannot go a day without thinking about God. I can't go a day without thinking about Jesus because I'm so purpose driven, bro. Like everything, like, how can this improve my purpose with God, bro? Like, man, sometimes I feel like I'm not even doing enough for God, bro. I'm like, yo, like, am I straying from God for real? Like, man, like, bro, I can't, bro. It's over with, bro. It is what it is, bro. I cannot go a day without thinking about God now. You would be surprised how many people don't even think about God, bro. You will be surprised. So many people out here, but they don't even care about God whatsoever. You want to know what they care about? You want to know what they care about, bro? Bro, when you go to like Google Trends and what's all this noise? Y'all heard it? I don't know if y'all heard it, but like, it feel like, I'm telling you, it feel like it screeched from the pits of Hades. Like, what's going on, man? All type of paranormal activity start occurring when you start recording the message for God, bro. Trying to tell you, bro. Soon as you start recording the message for God, all type of paranormal stuff be happening. Know what I'm saying? But like, what was I saying? I was talking about, you know what? I don't even remember. So I'm just gonna pause this message. I'm gonna listen to what I was saying, then I'm gonna come back and continue. So yeah, I'm back. I was talking about Google Trends, right? So once you go to like Google Trends and stuff and you look up the stuff that be trending for real, it most likely gonna be sports, bro. Some type of sports, some type of team versus what other team. So you could see what really on these people's mind on a daily basis. It be sports. A lot of these men out here, what be on their mind is sports. You know what I'm saying? And even going back to that screeching sound that happened, I don't know if y'all heard it. I actually heard it. I replayed the message back and I heard it. But that screeching, bro, it looked like some type of, bruh, that looked like a screech from the Matrix, bruh. I do not know what's going on, but you know, like, black people, we ain't checking out no screeches, no none of that. They gonna have to figure themselves out, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you know, bruh, when you're not in heaven, bro, when you are not in heaven and you're still on earth, you hear all type of stuff, bro. Stuff that don't even be making sense. Know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all be in the shower, taking a shower, and then you hear like all type of noises going on outside the shower. You turn off the water, you be like, there surely must be something in the water speaking things. You know what I'm saying? You hear doors like elephants moving through the house. Shoot, even the flamingos just pulled up to the crib. As soon as you're in the shower, the flamingos outside in your crib, like flamingos on the dinner table, man, like making pancakes. I'm like, bro, even the flamingos done pulled up, man. Even they trying to like, you hearing all type of stuff going on. As soon as you turn off the water in the shower, everything stops. There's nothing. I don't know. I don't know what type of conundrum that is, but maybe that's just the paradox. But yeah, man, when you're a purpose-driven person, bro, like, it's like you just, everything that you do is centered around God, bro. And that's a beautiful thing, bro. When you can't stop thinking about God and all your actions is centered around God, bro, that's a beautiful thing. And let me tell you something. When you so locked in with God and so close to God, a lot of people just gonna run from you. They gonna think you weird, bro. Yeah, they gonna be like, man, that person loves God too much, bro. Like, because they wanna live their worldly lifestyle. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people would just run from you. They would just distance themselves from you is because they are in a situation to whereas, they are in a situation to whereas they don't really love God as you do, bro. They don't even care about God on that magnitude, on that level. So anytime to whereas you're so into God, bro, all you think about is God all day and this and that, a lot of people, they not gonna relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that you're stuck up to whereas you're looking down at people and this. No, you could be still humble and they will still not relate to you. You could be humble, but the fact that you're so close to God, they still will run from you, bro. Even if you are humble, even if you are not looking down on them or anything, they will still run from you. Is because you're just too purpose driven, bro. All you think about is God, bro. That's the thoughts that are running through your mind. You're trying to figure out how to make your ministry for God better. Like, bro, you just purpose driven, bro. You just really like in love with God, bro, and in love with the calling of God over your life. You're just too purpose driven. Everything you think about is like, man, how can I make God's purpose for my life even better? Like, you know what I'm saying? How can I better serve God, bro? How can I, you know what I'm saying? You purpose driven, bro. That's a beautiful thing, bro. Don't let people fool you, bro. Don't let people make you feel like you don't let people make you feel as though you are, you know what I'm saying? Bro, don't even be letting people make you feel as though you are less than because you just love God, bro. That's what we supposed to do. That's what we supposed to do. But these people will look at you like you're strange. These people will look at you like you're weird. Bro, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love God with all our minds, heart, and soul, bro. So you're just doing what you're supposed to do. But yet these people look at you like you're strange. These people will start looking at you funny, bro. Because they trying to listen to Playboy Cardi, bro. They trying to listen to Playboy Cardi new album. They trying to follow the world. They trying to just love the world and see what going on with this person in the world. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to be like this worldly person. I'm so inspired by Playboy Cardi. I'm so inspired by Little Uzi. I'm so inspired by all these satanic rappers and singers. I'm like, bro, what is so inspiring about Satan? What is so inspiring about the devil? And you got these people thinking that following the devil is hard, bro. Oh my gosh, that's the hardest thing of all time, bro. Like, look at me, I'm following evil, bro. I'm following the devil, bro. That's so hard, bro. That's so gangster. Man, that's soft. The devil is a parasite. The devil is a little biatch and a parasite. How is the devil S-H-I-T hard, bro? It is not. The devil S-H-I-T is trash. All that devil S-H-I-T that people be out here just glorifying like it's so gangster, it's so hard, that stuff trash. The devil is a little biatch. So how is a lifestyle of you living in the flesh hard? That's easy. You know how easy it is to live in the flesh and to just listen to these satanic rappers telling you to live in the flesh? You want to know what's hard, bro? Fighting against your flesh. That's what Jesus brings to the table. He's going to tell you to fight against your flesh. He's going to tell you to not be controlled by your emotions. These are hard things to do. Why is it that people think that, oh, I shot this person, I killed this person, like all these lyrics from all these demonic rappers. That stuff ain't hard, bro. Stuff ain't hard at all. Bro, all you do is just pull the trigger and people think, oh my gosh, you're so hard, so gangster. Trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Following God, bro, that's hard to do. Dying to yourself, that's hard to do. Building your relationship with God, that's hard to do. So I don't know what type of brainwashing going on in these people's minds, bro. I don't know what's going on with these people, bro. But are you a purpose-driven person? So let me look at my notes real quick. And it's like everything that you do is intentionally done with with God's purpose in mind, bro. It's like everything that you do, bro, when you are purpose-driven, you just do it intentionally, knowing like, man, how do I include God's purpose for my life and what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? And also, even like the way you spend your money changes, bro. When you are purpose-driven, the way you spend your money changes because you're gonna be like, man, how can the things that I'm buying with my money help God's kingdom? How can the things that I'm buying with my money help push God's kingdom forward? Now look though, do you really believe that majority of people, when they spend their money, they have God's kingdom in mind? Hell no. Hell no. Bruh, 9 times out of 10 when people spend their money, they not thinking like, yo, how can I advance God's kingdom on earth? How can I make God look better on earth? How can I make God's calling for my life better? That's not how people spend their money, bro. You done lost your mind if you think that's how people spend their money. That thought of like, before they spend their money, that thought of like, okay, how can I invest in like the production, the level of production of God's work on earth? Like, How can I invest in like my talents for God and make God look better, give God the glory? Like, how can I improve the production level of God's kingdom instead of like putting out this low quality work? How can I invest in like the production level of God's kingdom, my talents, like really like bring God's kingdom so it could shine more? Do you really think people think about this stuff when they spend their money? Hell no. What are you talking about? That thought, it never crossed their mind, bro. That thought has probably never crossed a lot of these people's minds. You want to know what they give their money to? Man, a lot of these women be giving their money to makeup, all this toxic makeup that's gonna cook their face years down the road. All these cursed weaves and wigs that's gonna make their hair fall out and be itchy. They be putting on all these wigs and stuff, be itching their scalp all day, because all this stuff is designed to destroy. The devil is already behind all these products. The devil already behind all these weaves and wigs and all this makeup. The devil already there to destroy you. There is some type of chemicals or destruction already infused. All that stuff is laced with some type of, all that stuff is laced with all types of chemicals that's designed to destroy you. Know what I'm saying? That's why we should not be putting all this stuff above God. Man, women is investing in all these weaves, all this makeup, all this thing, bro. You really think, bro, these women worried about, how can I spend my money to invest in God's kingdom so God could, just to improve God's work over my life, God's calling for my life, improve my talents. If I'm a painter, I could paint better paintings. I could invest into like something that I'm doing for God. Like, do you think these women really think about that before they spend their money? Hell no, bro. What are you talking about? Do you think these dudes out here think about God when they spend their money? Absolutely not. These dudes out here buying weed, Jordans, bro, they do not care about God because they are not purpose-driven people. They don't care about God's plan and God's calling for their life. They don't care about God's purpose or God's calling for their life. They don't care about how they could improve God's purpose and how they could invest in God. They don't care about none of that stuff, bro. This is just how people are, bro. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Stop resisting. It is what it is. Stop resisting with the truth. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. All jokes aside, bro. Stop resisting with the truth of God, bro. The truth of God, it is what it is. That's how these people are. You can't change a lot of these people. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Should I say that with an accent? It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Leave it alone. You can't change it, bro. That's how these people move, bro. These people move scandalous and snakes. Okay? Let's keep it pushing. Let me look at my notes real quick. Yeah, a lot of people, bro, they spend their money on impulsive decisions as opposed to like, okay, cool. How can I invest in God? How can I better God's kingdom and God's calling over my life? A lot of people is just impulsive. They spend money on whatever feels good to their emotions. That's like literally 9 out of 10 of people, bro. It is what it is. So let me tell you something. Hold on. I wrote down something, right? Right. So how you gonna improve your work and your talents and your projects? Okay, so how you gonna improve your talents and your work and your calling for God? How you gonna improve your talents and your projects and all the things that's gonna contribute to your calling, to God's calling over your life, without taking some type of financial risk into your talents, into using your talents for God's calling for your life? You gotta invest in all this stuff. You gotta take financial risks. Just like how you take financial risk with all these other areas of your life, when it comes to God as well, you gotta take financial risk into your talents, into whatever you're doing for God's calling for your life in order to make the work of God better. Stuff common sense, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, a lot of people, bro, they just gone behind the world, bro. It is what it is. So what else did I write down? If you are a person out there and you're giving God the bare minimum, of course you're not going to care. You know what I'm saying? Of course these people don't care because they're giving God the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't feel the need to fully give God 100% of the effort. They don't feel the need to invest 100% of themselves into God's kingdom because they all they care about is giving God the bare minimum. And really, sometimes you can't even like, bro, it's religion, bro. Religion that brainwash people to just give God the bare minimum. There's so many things in this world that brainwash people to give God the bare minimum. To whereas you could literally tell somebody that you've made this painting for God and it's like the best painting of all time. They don't care. Bro, you could tell a religious person, you could tell a Christian, bro, that you just made the best painting in the world of God. They don't care. Now, if you show the Christian a painting that says, for God so loved the world, it's literally, for God so loved the world that he sent his begotten son. Like, you just literally write text. You don't even put no details, no type of effort into it. Just put the scripture on there. For God so loved the world, no weapon shall prosper. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so fire. Oh my gosh, that's so fire. But the person who really like painted like real people, real angelic beings and real like, they painting God on his throne and all this stuff, like really like immaculate, like really painting the rivers and like the throne of God and the angels like standing beside the throne. They don't care about that type of stuff. They don't care. The only way they would care is if it was the way Jesus. That's the only way. I'm telling you, bro, the brainwashing of religion is insane, bro. The only way they will care about that painting is if it was a white Jesus. If it was a black Jesus, everybody by now knows that Jesus is black. So if it was a black Jesus that was painted, they not gonna care. And then they gonna turn around and gaslight you, be like, oh, it's not about the skin color, oh my gosh, oh, we should focus on the works. Yes. Once you done picked what Jesus you're comfortable with, now you're talking about it's not about color. That's really gaslighting 101. That's all it is. This is like ABC of gaslighting. This is gaslighting 101, bro. Come on now. But it is what it is with these people, bro. They're going to have to find out on Judgment Day, bro. So, yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. I know this message reached somebody out there. I was just looking at my notes real quick, but are you a purpose-driven person, man? You know what I'm saying? Are you a purpose-driven person? And that's just basically everything that I wanted to talk about, y'all. Peace.